Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. In today's episode, parent gets pissed that his kid can't sprint up and down an airplane, threatens to kill flight attendant, flight diverted. The closer it gets to my birthday, the angrier I get. My sister-in-law thinks she's the best. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Parent gets pissed that his kid can't sprint up and down an airplane, threatens to kill flight attendant, flight diverted. Just finally got to my destination after this one. I was flying CLT-LAX. A man and a woman boarded with 4 children aged roughly 4 to 8. First, they didn't book seats together and made a stink to get people to switch seats with them to get the 6 to sit together. After an hour into the flight, 2 girls started skipping and running from the middle of the plane up to the cockpit and back repeatedly. They bored of it and sat down eventually. Maybe 3 hours in, a boy starts sprinting from one end of the plane to the other incessantly. Many passengers complained. A flight attendant got him to stop. That lasted 15 minutes and off to the races he goes again. Somebody else complains and he stops. Briefly. Now, a male flight attendant had enough, escorts the boy back to his seat, and forcefully tells the parents to control the kids. This is where I took my headphones off due to the yelling. The father is livid at being told to control his kids. He's screaming about having 4 kids and only 2 adults. He's screaming about the flight attendant touching his kid. He threatened to sue multiple times. Finally, the attendant yells, "Put your mask on and sit down." The dude loses his shit even more and yells back, "I have your information, I will find you and I will shoot you." That's the moment I knew my night was going to suck. It took a while, but eventually all of the attendants gathered and restrained the guy. Little while later, we were told by the pilot we had to turn to Albuquerque and land. We stayed on the plane and local police escorted the guy off. Edit for clarity, whole family was removed. As I was one of few that wasn't wearing headphones, they got my info, then sent the FBI on and interviewed me. After that, we were told there was no fuel truck available to top us off, so they had to send one in. Then the maintenance guy that needed to sign off on the plane was at home and had to be called in. We eventually got going and made it to LAX about 2 hours late. Edit, this entire thing was well worth it, I guess, because it's created my most upvoted post. Also, please just stop with saying passengers should sue the guy. The logistics of that don't work out. First, it would cost me way too much time out of my life, which would end up meaning I'd spend more money on that than I lost in the first place, by an order of magnitude at very least. Second, this dude is going to be bankrupt by the FAA and the airline. Even if I won a suit, I would have a worthless judgment that would never be paid. It's a waste of time, and we are way too litigious in this country. Suck it up and move on, people. Only 2 hours late? That sounds like a miracle. Well, several around me on the flight, and myself included, were already late due to an issue with an earlier flight from CLT that had us rebooked to this one. I had to take an expensive Uber to Santa Ana, where my original flight was to anyway, and ended up at my hotel about 6 hours later than I was supposed to, so this whole debacle was just icing on the cake. Passengers and the airline should just start suing these people and inconvenience them with legal proceeding. I'm all for putting people like this on the no-fly list. This should have cost the airline a bit of cash, and the passengers that caused the mess should pay for it. The closer it gets to my birthday, the angrier I get. My birthday is next week and I will officially be 21. My parents planned this one-day trip for us, meaning them, to go have fun. They didn't care about what I wanted to do. They want to go to a casino and drag me there. I'm not allowed to drink according to them either, even if I'm paying for it, because they don't want me embarrassing them. The closer it gets, the more they talk about how much fun they're going to have and how I'm going to be their good luck charm for winning. I've made the comment to them several times, I'm not even interested in going, that it's not what I want to do. Everyone else tells me to suck it up and just go try to make the best of it. Why do I have to suck it up? Why can't they suck it up? But I don't want to do that. I'd have much rather went and seen a movie, especially since they don't want me drinking. I don't have any friends either. I'm practically a sheltered loner. The closer it gets to my birthday, the more insane I think I'm getting. Milestone birthdays have always been about somebody else. I've never got to actually enjoy any of my birthdays. My 18th birthday, they just handed me a card with money and said, "Here, happy birthday." My 16th birthday, my older sister ruined and turned into a redo of her own. Not like she needed one, as she got the good birthdays. I can't drive, and unfortunately am still extremely dependent on them. Hopefully things will start changing next year and I can finally get TF away from them. Unfortunately, my 21st is another screw up. I actually had plans for it, but we moved recently for my dad's job, so I don't have any other family to go with since we are in a completely different area. Get up early and slip out of the house. Take a bus or a train or an Uber to anywhere you want to go. Anywhere but the casino. Spend the day shopping, or at the zoo, at the movies, or a museum. Take a train to see family or friends that live somewhere else. Leave your parents a note telling them to have fun celebrating your birthday doing what they want, and you'll celebrate doing what you want. One day you'll be able to get away from them and never look back. Ditch them at the casino, it's a big place. Go enjoy yourself for a few hours before they find you. Too bad about testing positive for COVID the night before. Yeah, that excuse won't either since I live with them and haven't left the house in about a month. Oh, you don't need booze to be an embarrassment, lol. Make sure they are aware of that. Do something you want that day? Let them go gamble. You are 21 and it is your birthday, not theirs. Don't ask, tell them to have fun at the casino, because you aren't going. Unless they control your money and life, why do you even listen to them? Make sure your bank account does not have their name on it. Do you have a job? Work hard at getting independent from them. It sounds like your sister is the golden child to you, the scapegoat of the family. I know at 21 I didn't drive either, but that was my decision. Start getting a backbone and tell them no and stick to it. You don't have to do what they want you to, you will be 21. You're turning 21 and acting like you're turning 2. Say no. Do not go. Do not entertain any discussions. No is a complete sentence. Ah, I'm sorry. What did your parents say when you told them you didn't want to go? My sister-in-law thinks she's the best. Alright, I need someone to tell me I'm not crazy here. For some context, my husband and I live with my parents, and my brother and his wife and their 2, almost 3, kids. Sael is pregnant. My brother works as a police officer, so his wife is left home with the kids a lot. Now, everybody but her works outside the home. She used to cook dinner a lot, but then she got angry that no one was pitching in to help, then started cooking dinner again out of nowhere. Now that she's pregnant, I don't think she has cooked a meal until the other night, for a week or 2. No big deal, but it just seems like she keeps going back and forth on what she wants. Next big thing, the kids. I can't even begin to tell you the number of times she has put the kids in the bathtub, 2 and 4 years old, and then come downstairs to do something. Yes, while the kids are still in the tub. Everyone has said something to her because we don't want the kids to drown, obviously, but she just doesn't seem to care. She has also taken the older one to the library, about a 7-minute drive into town from our house, and led the younger one asleep in her room. I asked her about it one time when she just up and left while the baby was still sleeping, and the response I got was basically, "I can see her on the baby monitor. It's fine." There have been so many times where both my brother and Sael have just walked away from the kids and went to do something else. And my brother is on his phone all the time. Never even really looking at the kids. Just ignores them. It's so incredibly frustrating. Granted, they have been slowly getting better, but given that they automatically blame the older one for just about everything, and praise the little one no matter what, it's hard to sit on the sidelines. Maisael also comments how good her cooking and sewing abilities are all the time. Ugh. Rant over. Thanks for reading. CPS doesn't try to take them away unless they are not making any efforts to fix the problems. They will likely force both of them to take a parenting class. It sounds like that is way overdue. Time for you to move out away from the situation. Gosh, I wish. Unfortunately, my husband and I hit a financial downfall, thus, living with my parents. We're really trying to save up money so we can move out here soon, though. You may want to let her know that if you find she has left a child home alone, or alone in a bathtub at age 2, CPS may be called. I will be brutally honest and say that nothing at all will happen except everyone blaming you if CPS is called. First, your brother is a cop. CPS often needs support from the police, and they are way less likely to investigate a cop because then the whole blue line mess kicks in. So a CPS call will be less effective. Second, the rest of the family will cover for your brother and his wife. Because it would look bad. You will be the bad person in their eyes. So the best option for you is to figure out how to get out of there. Don't let his profession deter you. On the other hand, depending on the state, you could be a mandated reporter and therefore could be investigated later for not doing something. Some states dictate that anyone 18 plus are mandated reporters. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.